Good evening. It is Monday night. It's 5:30, and it has been a very busy day. It's a crazy. The world is just crazy, crazy, crazy. But what you gonna do? How you gonna do that? You just never know, do you? So, anyway, it is a beautiful sunny day here in Eugene, Oregon, and Springfield in Western Oregon. Had a great weekend over in Central Oregon, or actually it was like 5 days in Central Oregon, and kind of got my head cleared. A little bit of Zen going on over there in Central Oregon. It really helps when you get out of your state of mind or the place that you are, and kind of get some fresh perspective from people who may have different perspectives than the ones that you're used to hearing. So it was super helpful. Um, so what I'm looking for, what's on you? Oh, here we go. We got comments here. Is that a sheepdog whiskey shirt? You bet your ass it is. That is a sheepdog whiskey shirt, given to me by a police officer friend of mine, and I wear it proudly. I also have one that says "Never Fear." Central Oregon is very awesome. And I'll tell you what, the people were so COVID savvy and found them to be very careful, but not what? It wasn't a cause. It seems like in the valley, to those of us who dwell in the valley, it feels to me like everything has to become a cause. And I get so tired of it. Maybe it's because I had years in the news business and spent a year in politics, and so maybe that's where I got tainted or something. But everything doesn't have to be a cause, you know. So you go over there, and like I said, I found people took it very seriously, but it was also just a more relaxed feel about it, and it was super refreshing. I'm sure some of you saw today that the governor came out with um, more stringent regulations that are coming out. Mandates, I guess, is what they really are, coming up on Wednesday. That people have to. Always a good perspective from Rick to answer. I don't know. Starting Wednesday, people, no gatherings in your home of more than 10 people, and no, and masks are to be worn outside if you can't stay 6 feet from other people. There will not be any no mask police out there, the governor said in her press conference. So, but I guess the numbers are, we're doing more testing, the numbers are rising. I still have not got an answer as to how many of those people and those rising numbers are actually sick or showing any kind of symptoms, but apparently that information is not available. Or I keep asking and I don't get any answers. So I just get follow the science. I'm trying. I'd like to have a little more science to back it on. But I think it's tough. I didn't put this on any of my other pages because this is my personal page, and I don't want this on my business page because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how honest I'm going to be here. I'm going to Yachats Wednesday. Should be interesting. Be careful. I've noticed that generally speaking, east of the Cascades in Washington, Oregon, California, that the population is more conservative. The west side tends to be more liberal. What do you think? It depends. I think they're kind of like old Democrats on the east side when you get out of Bend and out. But Democrats, maybe like all my grandparents were old Democrats, and it was they were more of the don't listen to the government, don't trust your television, damn, you're not going to tell me what to do, and that was my family. And now it kind of is like trust your TV, trust what anybody tells you. Authorities out got good answers for you, and somewhere in the middle, I got lost. Because I still don't trust, and I still have lots of questions, and I still want more. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm so tired of people. There's a great way to try to shut down the conversation is you just tell people to follow the science, or there's all these little lines people use when it's like assume that you're not. It says, I want more science. The people doing the recall say will have over 400,000 signatures this time, and they want almost 500,000. Okay, okay, Mike. That's another topic. So the interesting thing was, I thought that I guess California, according to people I know, they just shut down their gyms and stuff again. And I think if hi Carrie Ann, I think if I don't know, how do you feel? The Democrats, not these new extremists. So Rod, what do you mean by that? I'm asking because I don't know. I'd love to know more about what you think. Did you hear the governor put back in session? Hold on. Did you hear the governor put back in session no groups more than we talked about that just a second ago, Stacy. I did hear that. So I don't know how you enforce that. I think it's just asking people not to do that. But she still has not fixed the unemployment yet. Details, come on. Hi, Jeannie. How are you? What it was funny being in Central Oregon because I had really open conversations with people, and even some disagreed with me, some agreed with me. It was super interesting. Hey, they're glad to see you're back here again. Yeah, I am here before I go home. California has also shut down all tattoo parlors too. Concerns me because my friends are still struggling. Yeah, I think there's going to there'll be a problem here if the governor tries to shut businesses back down again. It said today they're finding it's not happening in businesses or restaurants. It's not where they're finding the spread. They said most of the spread is in groups like families meeting or getting together with people. And so hopefully that's the truth. And so hopefully that's why she's doing what she's doing. But if it comes down to shutting down business again, I think there's a big conversation that's going to happen. There's some lines that are drawn, and I think that I don't know that people can come back from that. That's my train. I don't know that people can come back from that again. Eventually, a lack of tax revenue for businesses closing and people not working has to affect the government. That's how they make money. I'm trying to stay away from conspiracies. Mark my words, this governor will follow California. I think a lot of people are thinking that as well. Looking good, Rick. Oh, thanks, Jacob. Yeah, I'm giving it a shot, seeing what happens here. And I got to do, okay, here's what Rod says. Meant to say that today's extremist leftist Democrats not the same as yesterday's Democrats. Anywhere in Oregon that's away from Portland, Salem, and Eugene is wonderful. Travel the real Oregon. Toot. So what would you do if the governor tried to shut down businesses again? I'm curious if anybody would say. I used to go east when I was young and in my prime. A while ago, it was fun. So if schools don't open, should we continue paying teachers? If my business shuts down, I don't get paid. Can they? I mean, where's the money going to come from? At some point, they're going to run out of money. Why would she put out new rules and then say almost in the same breath, say they will not be enforced? I don't, because I don't think, how do you enforce that? What can be done? I don't know, Rob. I'm not, I have no idea. But at some point, what happened to we the people? I thought we were supposed to be running the show. I thought that elected people work for us. Did I grow up in a different civics class than you? Anybody? I do find it funny that Kate told everyone to wear a mask while she didn't during a press conference. Okay, Mike, give her a break. Okay, come on. You can't understand. Hold on. You put these things on and you can't understand a damn thing anybody's saying. And I know I'm supposed to have it over my nose, but I'm trying to make it thick like a normal one. So you can't understand anything people saying. So she had to take it off to present her message. And I don't wear when I do my shows either, because you can't hear me and I get paid for you to hear me from our property taxes where teachers get paid. That's right. So if none of us can pay our property taxes, then I guess, and their coffers have to be dwindling. No comment. If businesses shut down, what honestly can we do? Stay open and risk losing a license permanently? I guess how many people would, I don't know. I'm going to be really careful right now. I don't know the answer, but I don't think our police force in Eugene are incentivized to protect and enforce anything. COVID riots, I'm getting tired of this. A friend's mother was on a walk and harassed that the police didn't respond. I believe all lives matter. What I still don't understand, and I don't have any problem with people protesting anything at all, but I do find it interesting that of all the protests and stuff, that they haven't found anybody getting COVID from being in a protest. But I was saying earlier to somebody else, I mean, honestly, this is me. If I was going to a protest and then I got COVID, I wouldn't tell people I was going to a protest. I wouldn't tell people where I'd been. I mean, I know they ask you, but I wouldn't tell. And so I just kind of wonder, like, follow the science. I mean, you know, are people really, because how can you have that many people together and something not be happening? It just seems weird to me. And again, I give them every prop. They get the right to go do what they're going to do. No, you are right. We the people, but there are a lot of people believer. I noticed that. Well, you create a narrative and it's easy. Do we get a tax break for power used for online schooling? I don't know. I have a hard time hearing and reading lips. See, Timothy, that is me. I am learning how deaf I am because I sit there and watch people. I'm going, oh my God, I really do read lips more than I know. I'm a little on the spectrum. So I learned as a kid, if you want people to think you're looking them in the eye, I watch their mouth. So I know people. I can tell you what your mouth looked like more than I could your eyes. And so this is really bothersome for me. I should claim that as a disability. I can't wear a mask because I can't read people's lips. Rick, I agree. It was supposed to be we the people. Sadly enough, we the people accepted to allow more government, bigger government, and more government security years and years ago. Yeah, I agree. Not all of us, but some of us. Enough. I could hear you fine with it on. But the people that weren't speaking like the sign language guy behind her weren't wearing the mask either. Nobody was. Okay, Jeremiah, can I just, and I'm not picking on you, but there's far bigger fish to fry than whether the governor had a mask on. Because people do that about Trump too. Is, oh, the first time he had a mask on. It's like, oh God. You know, I'm so sick of mask police and see it. And in a way, Jeremiah, I'm just picking on you here a little bit. We're doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing. I don't want to, it's not my business. If you wear a mask or don't wear a mask, I don't give a shit. It's not my business. And that goes for the governor and the president. I don't care because I don't want you telling me what I have to do. So I am not going to tell you what to do. And I know your answer would be, well, she's telling us we have to wear them. She should be doing it too. Well, early on, she also screwed up the unemployment and she told us we had to stop working basically. And I never saw a pay cut come from her. And if our government leaders, the Supreme Court and all of them want us to be doing this, then I think they should be doing that too. That's my opinion. If we're all in this together, like people keep saying, then is everybody taking a pay cut or is it just some small businesses? That's what I keep hearing. We're in this together. Well, we're not. When your business or you're being paid by PERS or you're being paid because you're still working and my business gets shut down, we're not in this together. And you can't say that. That's just not true. And it pisses me off when people do that because it's like, wait, so what's together about that? You know, you have money and my unemployment hasn't come yet. We're together. Then you should be sharing your money. bandanas to work. Bill, you would. Yeah, you like wearing bandanas to work. You can look like a gangster. You know what I did the other day? I just walked into the bank with one on because I wanted to be like, when else can I get away with this? I can look like a gangster. The tough questions weren't addressed during the press conference. Jeremiah, one, there's no tough questions. Two, nobody's asking tough questions. Three, all the journalists are just like, whatever you say. And four, she doesn't want anybody to ask hard questions. None of them do. Nobody wants to ask the hard questions. It's like, just follow the science. All of you wanting tax breaks. If we go to online school, do we get tax breaks when we aren't at war? Okay. Chris, that's fine. Why is it okay for protesters to gather in large groups? I don't know. I don't know that neither. So if you get together and you have 15 people at your house and you call it a protest, are you okay? I don't know. I don't know. I guess it just depends. I told one of my friends that they wanted to get married. I said, you should just make it a protest. Have everybody come and say, I don't want Bill to marry Joan. You can get away with it that way. I do believe in freedom of speech. I think some are making the point lost with riots and destruction of property. I do. I totally agree with you. When you start antagonizing, then I don't think this is my human nature. I stop listening. I totally think that people should have. I don't know if I believe everything Black Lives Matters believes, but I do believe that people that I talk with the organization have the right heart. But when I see people just trying to antagonize Springfield, that's where I live, and going in, and I don't understand your point, and I kind of stop listening. And I'm not going to reject their strive for equality ever. I think they should be equal, but your messaging, it speaks loudly. And I stop listening when people start yelling and telling me what I'm supposed to think. When people tell me what I have to think, no way. Screw you. I'm not doing it. I think it set an example though, Rick. I think it sets an example. What sets an example, Ernie? This doesn't move as quickly as a conversation. So write in there what you're talking about, and then I can comment if I need to. The door told me I had to have over my nose. I said I have a mask on and walked in Costco. I try, and I'm not, Susie, I'm not picking on you. I just put it on when I go into a business because I feel sorry for the employees. I would hate to have to police and tell people going, excuse me, because maybe they don't think you should have to wear a mask either. I don't know. But then when they have to tell you how to do it, I think that, so I just put the damn thing on. Do I think it's right or wrong? I think it's ridiculous, but I do it because I feel bad for them too. Who would provide distant learning? Yeah, that's going to be a whole thing. Where did you get your mask? I want one. This is just what are those things called? You know, like fishermen use them. This one actually has sun protection too. So when I put it on, I won't get sunburned either. Is this how you wear a mask? I told my wife I wanted to get one like this, and I want to cut holes in the eye and then just walk around like that. Wouldn't that be kind of funny? I think it would. I'm having fun. She blamed Memorial Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, and the 4th of July, did not mention anything about ever crossing. That's a mistake too. I agree, David. I mean, if we're all in this together, then I think she needs to be talking about that as well, especially the destruction and the death that's happening in Portland. I mean, you know, I think that it needs to be addressed, but that's consistency is so important. And when you have a lack of it, it builds holes in your message. I mean, I'm a guy who creates messages. That's my life. That's my job. And if you have holes in your message, then then you wonder why people stop believing you. And that's what's happening here is when you're treating one group of people differently than another group of people, and then then it becomes one restaurant, they have to have these tables spread apart, and these ones they don't. There's so many inconsistencies. My wife and I go in places and we're going, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. I don't understand what to do. How come we did this over here? At Trader Joe's, I have to stand this far apart. At Albertsons, I walk in, and I have nothing against Trader Joe's. It's just bizarre. Do you think writing to Congress is a way to help? The first time I wrote to Congress on citizens, nothing came of it. I wanted a voice in my privacy, and You want my honest opinion, Rob? Oh, they don't listen. I don't think they're listening. And I've never used to say that. I always used to say, right, people, do this kind of stuff. I think right now it's just a lot of people on both sides of this issue, doing that. And nobody's listening to each other. And it's driving me crazy. Parents or private school, hire someone to teach a group of kids in group pay. Yeah, that's an idea if they'd like it. I thought there should have been a vote. Yeah, that's how we used to do it. Now we just can create executive orders. Come on, Rick, LOL. Because they are special. Special, all right. Jeremiah, migrants not wearing masks, and it does make it hard to do things in the mask. However, Trump isn't pushing the mask issue like Kate is. They even said at one point a mask wouldn't adversely affect kids while they play sports. I wear them in a building, wherever. If I'm required, I do it. But like at my gym, I wear it in, but I don't wear it when I'm working out because I can't breathe. You have to be able to breathe. You stumped him. I'm stumped. I try to avoid the news. I completely avoid the news. I was at the gym this morning and I looked up and I saw all the headlines and stuff and I was going, oh my God, I'm going to start getting depressed again. This is crazy. Can't do this anymore. Oh, I agree. Just put it on. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to wear it when I walk to my car, and stuff like that. I'm not going to be like doing all that crap, but if it helps, and I'm not I can't think of myself in a situation where I can't be 6 feet from other people. Is that another question? Where did you get your COVID mask? It's a company out of Seattle, a kid actually that works for me for the PNW thing. But and I can put you in touch with them. I think most people are done listening now because of the screaming and vandalism. The message got lost. Okay, we're talking about Black Lives Matters. Deanna, I would agree with you. I think they, and like I said, I agree with some of what they're fighting for. But when and I know you have to push people to a degree, but when there's a tipping point, I think, for a lot of people. And when you reach that, when you go over that fine line, it's really hard to get people to come back and crawl back on the other side. And I'm afraid that's happening. I hear that from a ton of people. You need to keep having fun. I am always having fun. The teachers, I'm a medical professional. I wear a mask to protect our patients and myself. I'm a hypochondriac. My dad was too. Let's see here. Still, racism needs to be addressed, changed, and healed. I agree, 100%. And yeah, let's just leave it at that. Oh God, you guys are just crazy here. People need to quit reacting employees so badly over mask policies, no matter our opinions on them. These aren't our rules put in place. Casey, great point. Yeah, that's a really good, I like the way you said that. Yeah, you're a smart guy. I don't have all the answers. I would love to see the schools open. Yeah, I know. William Evans, agendas. Okay, we'll go look those up. I'm so worried about going back to the gym. Justin, why? I have been going to the gym since the very day it opened. You should see what they do at our gym. They spray with this COVID killer. They shut down the gym for an hour at noon or 1 o'clock, and then they clean the whole entire gym. It is really, I'm there all the time. I haven't got sick or COVID or anything like that. I'm more concerned about my mental health if I didn't go, and or obesity is one of the major things that causes people to be susceptible to COVID-19. So I feel like I'm doing my part to try to stay COVID free. It's probably doing, in my opinion, by me working out and keeping healthy, probably is doing more than wearing a mask. I think. Oh, somebody just wrote me. Again, I refuse to live in fear. Susie, I will not live in fear. I've worked my whole life, 61 years, to get to the point where I'm not afraid of anything, and I'm not going to be afraid of COVID. I'm not going to let the message do that. Concerned, yes. Careful, yes. Anal, never. No, because that starts ripping up my life. Waving from Federal Way, Washington, for most peeps up here wearing a mask, be home soon. So how do we exercise of the people if businesses are forced to close? It feels powerless as we can't force businesses to stay open. I truly don't know what people can do if they close Oregon again. And I'm not pushing this agenda. I have no agenda here, but I guess if enough people didn't listen, what would they do? I don't know. It's a good question. You sound like my husband. He's anti-mask, he's healthy, and thinks it's BS. I'm not I don't know if I'm anti-mask. Because I'm doing it. Do I think it helps? I've followed the science, and I don't think that it is probably helping much. I think there's a lot of other things we could do. Is it a bad thing? Probably not. So that's why I do it. But I do it in the places that they tell me I need to do it. And otherwise, I can't do it when I work out because I need to breathe. It's kind of one of the things I do when I work out. BLM time to get time. Black Lives Matter. Hi, Connie. Time to get some work done. Explain yourself, please. What does that mean? William, did you put that up there again, or am I repeating myself? It would be interesting to see if COVID would not be blown up if a non-election year. Just curious. Yeah, it's too far gone for that. U of Athletic Department all took pay cuts early on, including coaches. Kate Brown. I wear my mask when entering a business because I have to, so the businesses don't get fined. The employees don't have to tell me to put one on. Jeremiah, I totally agree with you. I do. I agree with you on that. Very much so. My mental health is so very important to me. I can't fear life. I am taking care of my husband who has Alzheimer's. I make the most out of every day. I'm sorry your husband has that. That is, to me, the scary. That scares me. Okay, if there's something that scares me, COVID doesn't scare me. Cancer doesn't scare me. I already did that. Dementia and Alzheimer's scares the shit out of me. I do not want to die with Alzheimer's or dementia. I've seen family members do it. I don't think there's anything that could be harder than that. And I remember when I had my cancer, and people would say, "I'm praying for your healing." And I said, what if God listens to you and he heals me of cancer and then I get Alzheimer's? I'll come back and slap you. People didn't understand that, but you do. What other things can we do, Rick, to stop COVID? Get healthy, stay healthy. Go outside and walk. Lose weight. Stop smoking. America is an obese nation, and we're set up. Most of the people who are dying from this, as according to the science that I find, are obese. They're heart disease, lung diseases, smokers, things like that we can do something about. Yes, there are people with family history of heart disease, but there's still things we can do to improve our health. Join a gym, and if that scares you, I just don't understand that. I'm sorry, that's something I'm not afraid of. But go walk or spend some time working out, eating right. Stop going to the drive up at some fast food chain and putting fatty, gross, disgusting stuff in your body that shouldn't be there. Start eating better food, quality, cook it at home. Mental health. Stop worrying. Stop watching the news. Find your own information. And my hardest thing is not arguing with people when they come on my page and make total dumb shits out of themselves. COVID-19 is actually a biological chemical that has been used by the U.S. Army. That's interesting. I only wear them to keep businesses from getting in trouble. COVID numbers are mostly all manufactured. My question, I guess, would be too, is we've done so much more testing, wouldn't the numbers naturally go up? I don't know if it doesn't seem, it's just my thought that of course they're going to go up. And we took everybody and locked them down for 2 months. And all of a sudden you come out and your body's like going, whoa, there's a disease. He works out too, so the gym is clean. I don't trust other people to clean the equipment. There's a guy in our gym that cleans out Um, he's constantly cleaning stuff, and then I clean. So what I do, Royal, is I wipe the machine down, then I use it, and then I wipe it down again. And that's what we're supposed to do. That's the requirement at our gym. And then I know that it's been wiped down, and it's with Lysol. It is the cruelest disease, Susie. If we wanted to talk about diseases we need to cure, Alzheimer's is the one to me that needs to be cured. And another question I have that's a science kind of based question is, I'm not discounting COVID, okay? But where's our reaction to obesity and heart disease? And how many people do we lose to those things every year? And nobody really talks about that. We don't do a lockdown for that. I don't know. These are questions I have. Dementia sucks. My mom passed from it. It's just a horrible thing. Sorry that your husband is going through that. My grandparents had that. Yep, it's a horrible thing. Agreed with your healthy tips. Thank you. I have learned so much. I take it day to day. Susie, you know what? You are like a saint. Yeah, and he is very lucky to have you. Very lucky to have you. Thank you so much for your humor. Your laugh makes my day. It makes me feel better. Well, I'm glad. Have you seen many sick people during this pandemic? No. I've had a few people that I've interviewed that got sick from it. All of them got better. Just talked to a college kid, 7 kids. Not one of them one of them lost their sense of taste for a day. One of them had a cough for about 3 hours and nothing other than that. And that's what I want to know. I want to know how many of those who are testing positive are actually having symptoms or are sick. And no one can seem to come up with that information. A lot of excuses why we can't get it, but no one can seem to come up with that information. That makes me very unhappy and very leery. What is your stance on children under 12 not required to wear a mask? If that's, I haven't read that much. I don't have kids that young, so I haven't really read up on that. So I don't know. If I had kids under 12, I probably wouldn't have them wear a mask if they didn't have to. That's just me. We have decided to stay away from people who are afraid. We wear our mask when we have to, but try to live our lives as normal people. Lori, I am so with you on that. I am too. Okay, I just got time for a couple more. Okay, so I got to go home. You guys, it's been really nice talking to you. And see, this is how we can have a conversation. Wouldn't that be nice if we could just do this with more people, or if more people were just open to not trying to sucker punch you or come up with something you did wrong, or how far I got to get out of my office. So I do have to wear this to get out of the door. And so tune in tomorrow to PNW Backstories. We're going to have the contest started. You can win a trip to Central Oregon once COVID is safer for those kind of things. And we're going to be doing all kinds of stuff like that. So you guys have a good night, and don't, this too will pass. And remember, it's absolutely nobody's business. It's none of your business what other people think of you. It's none of your business what other people think of you. So just in the back of your head, say, good night.